Chapter 3, Section 2 is point slope form. This is not in the book, and we're going to start out reviewing the three different types of equations that we have for lines. First one we have is standard form, which is ax plus by equals c, and the slope of that line is negative a over b. The second form of a line we have is slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. And this is called slope-intercept form because this is your slope and this is your y-intercept. And your slope in this case is m. The next one is point slope form, and I like to do y minus y star equals m times x minus x star, and your slope here is m. And the reason I put these stars here is because this is where you get your point from for point slope form, and we're going to use that to graph some of these lines. So the first one, y minus 2 equals 1/4 x plus 1. With this form we had subtracts here, so we need to do the opposite. So our point will be negative 1, 2. And to graph that point we have negative 1, 2. And then our slope is 1/4, so that's up 1 and 4 to the right. Rise over run, or sometimes I like to say rise over right. And then that's the equation of your line right there. Letter B, to get our point, we will do opposite, opposite. So 1, negative 3, 1, negative 3. Our slope in this case is 2, so up 2, 1 to the right. And that's what you end up with. Letter C, to get our point, we do opposite and opposite. So how about negative 4, 4, the opposite of that one and the opposite of this one. Negative 4, 4 is our point. And now our slope right here is negative 3. So you go down 3 and 1 to the right. Letter D, to get our point, we do opposite, opposite. So 3, negative 2. So we move over 3 spaces and we go down 2. And then our slope is negative 1/2. So from that point we go down 1 and 2 to the right. And our line goes through like that. Letter E, to get our point, we do opposite, opposite. So 1, 3, 1 to the right and up 3. Our slope here is 1/5. Slope is rise over right. So up 1, 5 to the right. Again, we're off the graph a little bit, but you get the picture. Our line looks something like that. Now letter F, the first one here says y equals negative 3. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list 2 points where the second coordinate, or the y, is negative 3. And let's make that 0 and 1. So 0, negative 3, and 1, negative 3. And that shows you that the y equals line goes across. And our second one, for x equals negative 3, we're going to have a negative 3 in that first ordered pair. So negative 3, 0, negative 3, 1, and our line goes like that. At the top of the next page, I'm going to write two things. I'm going to write our slope formula, and then I'm going to write point slope form. And I guess I should do the stars. Y minus y star equals m times x minus x star. And the nice thing about writing equations in point slope form is you just have to put your point in and your slope in, and then there really aren't any calculations. So this will become y minus 6 equals 1/2 x minus 4. Y minus y equals m times x minus x. Next one, y minus 1 equals 2 times x plus 5. And then y plus 4 equals negative 5 times x plus 3. Just put in this in for x and that in for y. Now D, E, and F, we need to find our slope first. So I wrote the first slope formula up there. 4 minus 3 over 6 minus 2, y minus y, x minus x, and that equals 1/4. And now you can pick either of those points. I'm going to pick the second one, y minus 4 equals 1/4 x minus 6, and that could be an answer. Or you could have y minus 3 equals 1/4 x minus 2. Either of those work. Letter E, 10 minus 9, negative 2 minus 3, y minus y, x minus x, 1 over negative 5. And I'm going to pick the second point, y minus 10 equals negative 1/5 x plus 2, y minus y equals m times x minus x. Letter F, I'm going to do 8 minus 4 over 10 minus 4. I did y minus y, x minus x, and that becomes 4 over 6, which is 2/3. And you can pick either point from there. Y minus 8 equals 2/3 x minus 10. And letter G, y minus y over x minus x, that becomes 1 over negative 1, which is negative 1. And then I'm going to grab that point, y minus 1 equals negative 1 times x plus 2. Letter H, when we do our slope, you end up with 0 over 9, which is a slope of 0. A slope of 0 is a horizontal line, and you will notice right there how both of the y's equal 4. So the equation of that line is y equals 4. Letter I, 6 minus negative 3 over 4 minus 4 is 9 over 0, which is undefined. Undefined is a straight up and down line, and with that straight up and down line, x equals 4. And example 3, I'm going to write a little note to myself here. Parallel lines have the same slope, and perpendicular are negative or opposite reciprocals. In example 3, we are asked to write an equation in point-slope form. We want a line parallel to this. Well, this is our slope right here. So that tells us that our slope is 7. And then it passes through the point. So this is exactly like we did up here. We had to figure out the slope, and this is the point. So our equation will be y minus 7 equals 7 times x plus 4. This was your x, that was your y, and that was your m. Letter B, a line perpendicular. Well, this is our slope. If it's perpendicular, we don't want that slope. We need to find the new perpendicular slope. This slope was negative 1/5. So our new perpendicular slope will be 5. And then here's our point. So you will have y minus 5 equals 5 times x plus 3. Point slope form because you have a point and a slope. Letter C, a line parallel. This time we're going to have the same slope, so we're going to use that. And then this is our point. Y minus 7 equals negative 3 times x plus 4. Letter D, we want perpendicular. There's our slope. We don't want that slope though. We need to figure out our new slope. If this is this old slope, 1/5, our new slope will be the negative reciprocal. So our new slope will be negative 5. And then we use this point. Y minus 5 equals negative 5 times x plus 3. A line parallel to this one, and this is the one where it's a little tougher to get the slope. We have this formula, negative a over b. So the formula here will be negative 3 over negative 4, negative this over that, which is 3/4. So your lines are parallel, so you use the same slope, and then you will have y minus 8 equals 3/4 x plus 2. So this line was in standard form. To get the slope, we had to do the negative a over b. And letter F is the same way. That line is in standard form. So the slope of this line will be negative 2 over 5. The slope of that line is 2 over 5. But since we want perpendicular, we need to come up with a new slope. So the slope will be the negative reciprocal, so negative 5/2. And then that becomes y plus 4 equals negative 5/2 times x minus 1.